Should we roll it, or do you want to say something first, Sam?
Nah, just roll it.
So we are so happy to honor Sam Lake tonight. You know, I remember back in, I think, 2000, 2001, when the first Max Payne came out. And you can see that Sam is really interested in New York City, that Sam loves New York City. I'm always someone who cares about writing in a game. So I really enjoyed, certainly in Alan Wake 2, the homages to Mulder and Scully and David Lynch. I think that, you know, it's an old trope that you stand on the shoulders of giants. So he has read everything in American literature and Finnish literature. So he knows of what he speaks, and what goes in is really something that is not done willy-nilly.
So Sam actually gave me an important piece of advice early on when I interviewed him for like younger people who want a job in the gaming industry. And to summarize what he said, I took away 3 main points, which were 1, trust your passion, 2, immerse yourself in games, and 3, start gaining hands-on experiences, as it allows you to receive like valuable feedback and a supportive environment for growth.
Sam is a true legend and more than deserving of the Andrew Yoon Legend Award. He has created a profound impact in the gaming industry that continues to inspire and connect people worldwide. I once asked him about his childhood in Finland, and he shared how his father's storytelling inspired a love for books and vivid imagination. This then created a passion for writing, which ultimately led him to create some of the most profound narratives in gaming.
I think Sam has this like narrative genius. He's not afraid to take risks. Right now in the video game industry, we see a lot of remakes, remasters, a lot of the same franchises, series over again, when people are afraid of trying new things, and also just trying to, people just want to make more of the same game that they know will do well. Whereas I think if you see Sam Lake's breadth of work, he's been more willing to jump into completely different, fresh video game ideas, from Max Payne to Alan Wake, and then the spin-off Control, and then we don't even know what's coming next for the Remedy universe. So that's kind of what is positioning him as a pioneer across all these other luminaries in the video games industry.
And that's what makes Sam's games so distinct. It's like when you're playing a Hideo Kojima game, you know that wild, crazy nature is there, and you just can't get enough of it, but you also wonder, is the guy crazy, or is he actually aware of what he's writing?
There is a thin line between too absurd and too complex that I think Remedy and its many games toes astoundingly. The amount of care and dedication that goes into a lot of the games, the amount of new and crazy ideas that comes out of the Remedy Connected Universe, the appreciation paid to New York, of course, that one hits home very well.
The way that you mix medias, so I'm playing a game and I'm enjoying the game, and then out of left field, there's this wacky video of Dr. Darling doing this wild dance and song and all of that, and and you know, you're just vibing with it. You're like, you know, I was scared for my life a couple of seconds ago, but now I'm just doing all of this, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You kind of need that horror relief. It's a release valve. A game that we haven't talked about enough here is Quantum Break, where you actually mix gaming with television, and it was it was unheard of, and it's unheard of to this day. And actually, I would not mind a Quantum Break 2. Bring that back. Bring back Littlefinger with some of that good sci-fi.
The vision for the project can sometimes change, and through interviewing Sam Lake, it felt as though that was respected. The idea that the vision would always change. It was something that I was so shocked by, because the team it goes through this idea of what the project should be, and then as we go forward, it begins to change and slowly begin to shape itself in a way that was unoriginal to the idea that came before. And that idea that Sam Lake implemented into me was something that I don't really see a lot of other developers go with, because they have a vision for a project and they go through with it from beginning to finish. The idea of allowing the vision to change and to become another thing entirely is something that almost was unbeknownst to me before I met Sam Lake. I think it was really nice to see how much he cared for the team. The idea that he had so much respect for the team, and that idea that they also had as much power in the game and its ultimate end goal as he did. Even though he was the one that was writing the story, he was talking with the team as if they were equals. And that's something that we really need in this industry nowadays.
Congratulations, Sam Lake, on winning the Legend Award. As a native New Yorker, really appreciate your journey. And the stories of you actually depicting my city very well. I remember Max Payne and seeing Bullet Time for the first time and kind of being blown away. And just to see the journey of your passion for storytelling, narrative storytelling, and always characters that I feel have like this heroic, they're flawed, but they have this heroic journey in trying to solve their problems. The psychological thrillers you do, and I just feel from a studio perspective, you guys push the culture forward as far as narrative, cinematic storytelling. And another appreciation that I have is just connected universes and to see how things come together. I'm always curious if you had that journey from the beginning, if that was the thing, but I really appreciate what you do for the genre and the culture, and I think it's really fitting that you win the Legend Award.
Hi, Sam Lake. Congrats on winning the Andrew Yoon Legend Award. I'm not surprised, and I don't think anybody is surprised. I'm lucky enough to know you personally. I met you a few years ago, I will never forget, at a Giant Bomb party, and I told you I loved the way you dressed, and you made a joke that Jeff Keighley copied your outfit. And I promised myself I would get to know you better the more that I saw you at these events, and I did. You are the kindest, most open-minded, open-hearted person that I've met in this industry, and I think it just reflects so much in your work. Before I got to know Sam, obviously he was the guy who made the weird face in Max Payne. And it's really funny because his face translates like 1-to-1 in person. But I became absolutely obsessed with him because of Alan Wake. I'm a huge fan of David Lynch, as is he, and just his ability to kind of take things that you'd expect and turn them on their head.
A fun fact, being a recipient of the Legend Award also makes you an honorary New Yorker, which is, I know how much you love the city loves you too. I remember the first time I played one of your games, it was Max Payne, and that face became instantly recognizable for me. I've never met you in person, but you've become one of these figures within the industry that everybody knows you because of the impact that you've had with your games. You're a true auteur, not only within the video game space, somebody that can be looked at in the same light as a Kojima, as a Tim Schafer, but you also transcend that because none of them are really actors in their own games. So that makes you really more of an equivalent to folks like Clint Eastwood or Charlie Chaplin, folks that, 100 years after, they've made like their first work, they're remembered. And I know that your work and Remedy's work is gonna be remembered the same way.
Hi, my name is Xalavier Nelson Jr. I'm the studio head over at Strange Scaffold, and I am recording this at kind of a weird time for me. It's 3 a.m. the night after Christmas. My body is riddled with COVID, and yet I'm honored to contribute to this video because Sam Lake changes lives. I'm making games today, not to date myself, but because I played Alan Wake as a kid and I saw the power of words as brought to life so evocatively by Sam Lake and the team over at Remedy Games, whether it's Max Payne, Control, or Quantum Break, which I still don't think gets the appreciation it deserves. Remedy hasn't just kicked down the doors for what games are. It's shown all of the wonderful things they can be. And I consider celebrating Sam Lake's legacy not just important, but necessary. Thank you so much, Sam.
When I first told people I was joining Remedy, one of the big things they would say to me is, oh, maybe you'll get to work with Sam. And after the third or fourth person had said this to me, I finally Googled who Sam was. Sorry, Sam. And when I did, a TikTok came up of Sam like emerging from this like ice cold lake, treading water, holding a thermos as he's like handshaking, pouring this cup of coffee. And I just remember thinking, oh great, this man is unhinged. And 3 years in, I can say with delight that Sam is unhinged, but in the best possible way. Sam, you inspire me, you make me a better designer and a better storyteller, and I just love how much we laugh. Congratulations.
Samuel, this is nice. All these wonderful people calling you talented and prolific and brilliant. It feels correct.
I have been playing video games for about 30 years now. I remember buying the very first PlayStation 1. So I've been in and out over the years, but the very first video game that really grabbed me, and I played right through to the very end, which I don't normally do, was Max Payne. It was just revolutionary. It was like a movie, the story was gripping, the writing was excellent, and Max himself looked like a movie star. So I was really, really taken by that game. I played Max Payne 2, and then I played Max Payne 3. Now flick forward about 30 years, about 25 years, and I'm working on a project, and I get this call from my agent saying, would you be interested in stepping into this video game? So I say yes, and things are done, and before I know it, I'm sort of, they don't tell me all about the game, but they just tell me the title of the video game and who I'd be meeting over Zoom the following day. So I do a little bit of research, and as I start to uncover what this game is about and who is involved in this game, I begin to realize that every single game that has gripped me over these years, every single one, was a Remedy game. And I then started to realize that every single game that I had loved was written by this guy called Sam Lake. So I was thinking, who's this Sam Lake? So I started getting online, and I'm like, oh, I recognize that guy. I couldn't quite place him, but I was like, I recognize that guy. And then the next day I sat down, as I started researching this, it was Alan Wake 2, as I started researching it, I started to realize that Sam's name ran right the way through Remedy and this connected universe. And I then, on the Zoom on the Monday morning, as soon as Sam's camera went on, I got it. And I went, it's Max Payne! And I was just so happy to realize that and to work with him. I was really, really happy to work with Remedy, really, really happy to work with Sam. Flew out to see him, and he's just been so wonderful to work with. I regard him as a great friend. I mean, they say never meet your heroes, but Sam Lake has bucked that trend. He's a wonderfully creative man, wonderfully creative person. He and Remedy have done some fantastic games, and I'm just I'm delighted to know him, and delighted to be a small part of the Sam Lake fan club and the Remedy universe.
Thank you, Sam, for your incredible work. We look forward to seeing what you create next.
Congratulations, of course, and you definitely deserve it. I do hope one day we can get into a Dungeons & Dragons game.
Congratulations, Sam Lake, on winning the Andrew Yoon Legends Award.
Congratulations, Sam Lake, on receiving the Andrew Yoon Legend Award for 2024.
Congratulations, Sam. You are a lord in your realm, and now you are a legend, an Andrew Yoon legend.
Sam, I just want to say you're a sick and we all are benefiting from it. And I really appreciate you and your twisted little mind. So congrats, Sam, on winning this award. You deserve it.
Congratulations, Sam Lake. You deserve it. Please don't take too long for Alan Wake 3. I really want it.
The stage is set, and I was operating on the shifting logic of a dream. Tonight, I was to honor a man who shaped the darkness into something profound. Sam Lake, a storyteller, an architect of worlds where reality and the surreal collide. We collaborated together on Max Payne's haunting noir journey and guided Alan Wake through the shadows. But the creative force that turned Remedy into a powerhouse was a writer. Sam didn't just write stories. He wove myths that blurred the lines between reality and fiction. His characters are not heroes. They are flawed, broken, and deeply human, navigating worlds where the rules and reality bend but the emotions stay true. Sam, your words, your vision, your uncompromising journey to push our medium as a great platform for storytelling has left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. Tonight, we're not just celebrating your lifetime achievement, we're celebrating the echoes of your work, which will continue to reverberate for years to come. Congratulations, Sam. Your friend, Navid. Now let's go get a shot of Kong.